What is happening, guys? It's Spruce Goose here, and it's now been almost a full week since EA updated the AP values for abilities in Madden Ultimate Team, and as many of us predicted, zone coverage is the new meta, and it seems like zone coverage is here to stay. Man coverage just does not seem like the play anymore. It costs 6 AP for 1 step ahead, and so if you want to run 2 1-step aheads on the field, you're only going to have 3 AP left over, so man coverage just does not seem like the way to go anymore. Zone coverage is the way to go. It's here to stay, whether we like it or not. Now, with the rise of the zone coverage meta, you're going to be seeing a lot more match coverage. So that's going to be things like cover 3 match, cover 6, cover 9, or some of the most popular match coverages, cover 4 quarters and cover 4 palms, and also cover 4 show 2 out of nickel 335 wide. But I really think that's just the same as cover 4 quarters, at least as far as I can tell. But in this video, I want to go over how to attack cover 4 quarters and cover 4 palms out of my favorite formation in the game, gun trips tight end offset, which is also the same formation that I did my full free ebook on out of the Houston Texans playbook. So I'm making this video out of gun trips tight end offset because there aren't a whole lot of cover 4 palms and cover 4 quarters beaters out there out of trips formations. Now, if you run out of gun bunch, there's a million ways to beat cover 4 quarters. You can actually just run the play flood out of gun bunch completely stock, and it's a 1-play touchdown if your opponent does a deep half. But with gun trips tight end and gun trips tight end offset, you can get completely bagged by stock cover 4 quarters and cover 4 palms if you don't know the right route combos to put on the field, and that's where this video comes in. Now, I showed a couple of these setups in my full ebook for gun trips tight end offset, and I showed a couple other setups in a video I did for Huddle GG on attacking cover 4 quarters, and I will link that video in the description below. But I've also got a couple brand new setups for you guys that I'm very excited to show you. So let's get into it. How to attack cover 4 quarters and cover 4 palms out of gun trips tight end offset. Now, a quick disclaimer for anyone new here, I am using modified rosters, and that's to kind of simulate Madden Ultimate Team a little bit better. So my receivers are all 99 speed, 99 catch, 99 route running, 99 everything. But on the defensive side of the ball for the Chiefs, I have also beefed up their speed, awareness, zone coverage, man coverage to 99 everything. That's on the free safeties, that's on the strong safeties, that's on the linebackers, that's on the cornerbacks. So this is as close as we can get to simulating Madden Ultimate Team in practice mode. That way you don't think that, oh, this works in regs but not Ultimate Team. This should work in Ultimate Team. It's been working for me, and it should work for you as well. But let's go ahead and get into the first cover 4 quarters beater, and I'm going to run it out of X under, my favorite play in gun trips tight end offset. I talk about X under for like over 30 minutes, I think, in my free ebook out of gun trips tight end offset. But I think it's such a good play. You can do so much stuff with X under. But let's go ahead and call cover 4 quarters. And I want to show you guys first how to beat it stock. 2 different ways to beat it stock. And then we'll look at what your opponent might do, which is deep half one side, maybe deep half both sides. We'll look at how to beat it then as well. But first, we're going to look at how to attack cover 4 quarters if it's run completely stock. And so the first step I want to show you guys is we're going to take our B receiver and put him on a fade, and that is going to be our money route. And then we're going to take our X receiver and put him on a slant, take our Y receiver and put him on a drag, take our tight end at A and put him on a streak, and take our running back at RB and motion him out and then put him on a drag. And what we're doing, guys, is we are taking advantage of the man matching principles of cover 4 quarters. These are all man matching principles. So all these defenders, as a receiver comes into their zone, they're going to match him. They're going to lock onto him and basically play man coverage the rest of the play. But when you get all these routes crisscrossing each other, the defenders get confused and they make switches too late. And what that's going to do is that's going to let this B receiver get completely over the top. All you do is lob pass it to the outside, and you've got a 1-play touchdown. And we'll run it again. I'll show you guys how it works. We'll look at the replay first, then we'll do it one more time. But what we're really doing is we're just targeting the safety on the side of the slot receiver, the inside receiver, and watch him get confused. Watch him be like, who do I want to cover? And initially, he's sliding left as if he's maybe going to be matching the drag underneath, and he thinks that maybe the outside cornerback might be taking that deep route. But then he makes the switch, but it's just way too late. We're already blowing right by him. And again, that's 99 speed on that safety right there. And so if he can't catch up, then really I don't think anyone's going to be able to catch up. So let's do the setup one more time. There is the setup right there. And let's just go ahead and hike it once our running back is set. And again, you just want to throw a lob pass and pass lead it to the left. Just rack it as the ball comes in. And you've got a 1-play touchdown. So that's one way to bomb cover 4 quarters. Let's do another way out of or if the defense is running it completely stock. Again, it's very common probably for your opponent to be deep having that side, and so look at that in just a sec. But one more fun way to attack it if your opponent is running it completely stock, and we're going to again streak our tight end. We're going to smart route our X receiver, and we're going to motion Y over, and we don't have to touch B, we don't have to touch the running back, and watch how open Y is going to get on the left side. He completely loses any of the defenders. Again, they get confused with the man matching. They keep passing people off, but eventually the assignment just gets missed. He gets completely, caught in the middle of all the man matching. And you can watch, so this outside defender on the right side, this defender right here is matching him for a little bit. But as our inside receiver comes across, he makes the switch. He thinks that, oh, I have to switch and guard this guy now. But this guy never makes the switch. This guy stays on the inside receiver, and that leaves this receiver completely open. It looks like the defender finally switched back when it was way too late, but you've got another one-play touchdown. So that's all fun and dandy, but what if your opponent starts deep having, which is very common? And what they're going to do is they're going to take this safety, and they're going to put him in a deep half like that. And so all of a sudden, let's run the setup anyway. All of a sudden, we run our wonderful cover 4 quarters beater, and it's not going to be open. It's not going to be open, at least to the wide receiver, because all of a sudden, look at that. There's a defender out there. Now, fortunately, we caught it there, but that's very contested. That's very high risk of being intercepted. And so in the event that your opponent is deep having, and the way you tell, before we get into the setup, the way you tell is watch the safety at the snap. Do you see how he just drops back? Do you see him at the snap? He just drops back straight towards that deep half. Whereas this safety over here, he's like looking for his main assignment. He's shifting straight to the left. He's not dropping back. He's shifting straight sideways as he looks for which receiver he's going to man match with. But the safety on this side, he doesn't do that at all. He just drops straight back because he's not in any man matching coverage. He is just in a deep half. So at the snap, look at the safeties, and that will tell you if one or maybe even both of them are deep half. Now, if they're both deep half, that'd be pretty poor coverage in my opinion. A lot of stuff should be open, but we can look at that in a sec. But right now, let's just assume that they are deep having the side of the trips. I think that's going to be most common, is to deep half that side. So the setup that we can do right here is actually kind of similar to the setup we did at the very beginning. You can do whatever you want with your X receiver. Let's just streak our X receiver just to clear some space. We're going to take our wide receiver and put him on a drag. We're going to take our tight end and put him on a streak. Motion our running back out, put him on a drag. So very similar setup to what we saw with the first setup. But watch our B receiver now. He is just going to be unguarded, and you just lob it straight down the field, and you got another one-play touchdown. So what's happening in this case is the safety that was deep halved is the one that was supposed to man match with the inside receiver. But because he's deep halved, there's simply no one there to do the man matching. So he deep halves, he's not matching right here. And then as he comes across, both of those defenders go with the tight end. And I don't even know what this guy's doing. I think this defender, maybe he comes back down. Maybe he thinks he's supposed to cover a drag or something. But this receiver from the inside gets completely ignored. And when you throw the ball, one thing I noticed is that I was tempted at first to try and pass lead it to the outside because I was like, oh, look at this defender right here. I got to pass lead it to the outside. And I was kind of throwing the ball a little bit out of bounds. Or maybe the catch was like at the sideline, but I wasn't getting the touchdown on it. Just pass lead it straight downfield. That defender is not really going to react to the ball is pretty much already there. Again, this is 99 awareness, 99 zone coverage, 99 everything. Even when the ball is thrown, even when the ball's been in the air for a while, for some reason he stays on his guy. And so you can comfortably pass lead it straight down the field. Maybe your opponent would like click on, but I think they'd have to wait till the ball's already almost there anyway. So I really don't think that you'll have any issues pass leading that straight down the field, even though there is a defender seemingly kind of close. Let's do that setup one more time. Again, this is going to be deep halved over here, and we'll just run through it again. The same setup. Let B come open, pass lead it straight down the field, and you got your easy one-play touchdown. Now, another question you might be asking, what about the user? Because this is wonderful against the computer, but against a human opponent, they might go and user that route. Well, that's a very good point. So let's see. With this setup right here, I'd say they're most likely going to be usering with either this player or this player. So right now, let's just assume this player. Let's assume that they take this guy and they run with this receiver all the way. So instead of this being open, it's going to be covered. In fact, we can even simulate that. Instead of looking at replay, let's just simulate that. Let's deep half here, and let's just man up right there, okay? So that's going to take away that money route that we've been throwing this whole time. Let's see if anything still gets open, because that B route is no longer going to be open with the man coverage right there. And if you look, we get these, oh my gosh, well, other than Madden being terrible, we get the drag routes. The crossing drag routes do a really great job of getting open. So if you saw, Y was very open right there, okay? Like you can easily throw that and turn it upfield. Let's run it again. Madden is just Madden sometimes, you know? Nothing you can do about that. But let's put Y on a drag. Let's motion a running back out, put him on a drag. And again, the safety on the left is deep halved, and the linebacker is manned up on the inside receiver. Now right here, why is the pass over his head? Why is the pass over his head? We're gonna try this a third time. This is craziness right now. I'm trying to just throw a drag route, guys, to show you. I mean, I think you guys know. I think you guys know, like, because it's open. But this is still silly. This is still. We're getting yards, but why? What is going on, guys? What is going on right now? Like, why can I not throw a drag normally? That's actually 3 in a row. Should this be the next episode of Madden is Trash? Just catch it in stride, Godwin. Why is he doing that? Why is he coming back and leaping like... Okay, this video is on a quick detour, okay? Just jump ahead. I'll have the timestamps. Jump ahead to the next coverage beater if you don't want to see this testing. But I gotta know right now. Do drags not work anymore? Are drags broken? Are drags broken? He can't catch it in stride. He's coming back up. That's 4 for 4. That's 4 for 4. He can't catch a drag in stride. Look, you guys see his line, right? Look at his line. Look at his line. You see how he comes back? He's running backwards. He's not just catching it in stride. Okay, this is too important to skip over, guys. I apologize. I apologize for the video to get so derailed like this. But this is actually insane. If you can't throw drags, what's wrong? I'm not, no pass leading. No pass leading. Okay, was it the pass leading? We got 50 yards on that. I was pass leading before I have it. You know, Tom Brady and Regs. Even though I have juiced up the rosters, this is still, you know, Regs abilities on these guys. And so Tom Brady, if you don't pass lead with him, he doesn't get gunslinger. He has set feet lead, not gunslinger. And so you have to lead the ball and for him to actually get some zip on the pass. So I've been pass leading every play. Is the pass lead? It's the pass lead. That's funky. Okay. Don't pass lead drag routes. Good to know. Good to know. Okay, anyway. So that was a little bit of a detour. Do not pass lead drag routes. If you're playing with Brady and Regs, you're just going to have to lob it in there and not use set feet lead for that. That was actually really funky. EA should probably fix that. I know they won't. Let's move on. So, let's say that your opponent is running double deep halves. And again, the way you would notice double deep halves, well, I'm not going to bother with any route combos, but watch the safeties at the snap. See how they both are just dropping straight back? Instead of looking for any man matching, just throw it away. See how they both drop straight back? They're not sliding side to side looking for any man matching. That is going to be your indication that they are both deep half. Look, at the snap, they both just drop straight back. So what do we do in the event that they are both deep halved? And what I like to do is actually just treat it as if it's a cover 4 drop at that point. And so I have shown you guys cover 4 drop bombs before in a couple videos, including my video, The Complete Guide to Beating Cover 4 in Madden 21. And so if you have Hot Route Master, you want to take your X here on the outside and put him on a deep post. Let's just assume you don't have Hot Route Master though, but let's say that you are using the Spruce Goose ebook for Gunship touchdown offset. You can actually audible to the play PA crossers and you get a deep post on the left side completely stock without needing Hot Route Master. So the setup for beating cover 4 drop is going to be to smart route the post on the X receiver, streak your wide receiver, take your tight end A and put him on a curl, block your running back, and then motion over your B receiver and put him on a comeback. Now, again, this is if we are deep having both those safeties, okay? If both those safeties are deep halved, this X receiver is going to get wide open over the top, and all you do is just launch it, and it looks like maybe the outside quarter still tried to man match him, but it was just way too late. It wasn't even close. And those safeties are obviously nowhere close with their deep pass. Yeah, it looks like the guy, the quarter flat was there to try and man match him. Now, in the event that they actually go and user that, so maybe one of these guys was the user and he's actually going back and trying to user that route, I would say maybe look for the comeback. You can look for the comeback right here, which is looking somewhat open. The other thing, guys, is there's no QB spy. You can just run the ball off the quarterback as well. You got a whole lot of running room on this sideline to just run the ball. If by some chance, they take their user and they go and user that, again, if they are deep having both those safeties. I don't think they'll deep half both safeties very often. I'd say they deep half like one safety, but you never know. It's possible. It's possible. So let's go ahead and look at cover 4 palms now. And honestly, these setups are going to be almost exactly the same, or dare I say, they are exactly the same. Let's go and run X under again. And I'm not even going to show you guys cover 4 show 2, but I'll just quickly say nickel 3-3-5 wide, which is one of the most popular formations right now. It's behind my face cam. I'll put it up on the screen. Cover 4 show 2 is quickly becoming a popular coverage because people are running nickel 3-3-5 wide. They want to run Mike Blitz 3, but if you're beating their Mike Blitz 3, they might start switching over to cover 4 show 2. So if they're sitting in cover 4 show 2, just treat it exactly like they're sitting in cover 4 quarters. As far as I can tell, it plays exactly the same, and all of my coverage beaters from cover 4 quarters also work against cover 4 show 2 exactly the same way. So I'm not going to look at cover 4 show 2 anymore or cover 4 quarters, but we are going to look briefly at cover 4 palms, which plays almost the same, but not exactly the same. So I'll show you why it's not exactly the same. And if we set up our cover 4 quarters beater, our first cover 4 quarters beater, streak the tight end, slant X, put Y on a streak, Y on a drag, B on a fade, and motion the running back out and put him on a drag. So this setup beat cover 4 quarters by taking advantage of the man matching confusion of that left side safety. But this time, none of that confusion is there. That play is completely bagged. It's not open at all. So we can't really take advantage of that anymore, at least against stock cover 4 palms. But we can, again, utilize this stock route on the B receiver, just like we did for our second bomb against cover 4 quarters. We're going to use the stock route right there. And this time, it's a very simple setup. I'm actually just going to flat route the tight end and put my running back on a swing route to the left. And the rest, we're just going to leave completely stock and no motion this time. No motion at all. Watch the B receiver just cook, absolutely cook that safety, and you just lob it for an easy touchdown. And I think it's because there's still a little bit of man matching confusion that just slows him down for just a second. But then, he also, he gets completely cooked on this route as well. I think the turn, you see the turn right here? I want to say at the turn is because maybe for half a second, he was going to go and match this guy right here. But he does this weird turn and then just freezes for half a second. And then it's just off to the races. And it works most of the time. Now, sometimes he reacts a little bit better. But for the most part, you're going to be cooking him pretty good. I'll run through it a couple times for you guys. Right there, he actually reacted a little bit better, but you can see that we've still got separation. And again, that's a 99 speed, 99 awareness, 99 zone coverage, 99 man coverage safety. And most safeties in have worse stats than that. You're not going to be seeing maybe some 99 speed at this point, and maybe some 99 zone coverage. But, I don't know. Do they all have 99 awareness and all of that? I don't know. So that was actually the closest I've ever seen him play it. And we'll run through a couple more times. I want to be straight with you guys that I guess it doesn't get as open as the first example every single time. But look right there. Again, that's just like super, super open. And we'll do it one more time, just so you guys have a decent sample size to decide if you like this beater or not. And I know it's not as wide open as some of the other ones, but you guys can still see this is very wide open. And I am lobbing it and pass leading it to the right side just to, make sure we keep that ball away from the defender. But so there is how to beat stock cover 4 palms. Also, if you want to beat stock cover 4 palms, we can use one of our cover 4 quarters beaters, not the first one, but the second one. And instead of smart routing the X receiver, I'm going to actually put the X receiver on a curl, and then we're going to streak our tight end and motion Y over. And just like on the cover 4 quarters beater, if they're running it completely stock, Y again gets kind of just completely lost in the wash. You got one play touchdown. So in this case, the only difference is the X receiver. Instead of putting him on an in route, you put him on a curl. But you've got another wonderful stock cover 4 palms beater right there. Now, what if they deep half? Well, if they deep half this side, which is going to be more common, I think. Again, it's more common to deep half the side of the trips. Then our first beater still works because the guy who's supposed to be man matching the B receiver, well, now he's in a deep half. So now he's just, oh, he got matched by that. That's the first time I've seen that. Interesting. Very interesting, guys. Very interesting. I did not know that. So we're learning together. And it looks like the running back might be the play that time. The running back is just like stupid open. That's actually very interesting that on the exact same setup as before, that guy came and man matched him that time. So that's good to know. That's good to know. I'm going to mess around. I'm going to do a quick experimentation, guys. Give me like 2 seconds. All right, guys, so I got it figured out now. Sorry for not having it right before. I don't think that play was a bad setup necessarily. If you saw, we could have checked down to the running back for like a 10 or 15 yard gain, but it wasn't the one play touchdown that I was hoping for. But I got it figured out now. And so if your opponent is in cover 4 palms and is deep having that left side, what we're going to do is a pretty similar setup to what we've seen before, but with just one new addition. We're going to smart route our X receiver. We are going to streak our tight end. We're going to take our running back and put him on a swing route to the left. Then we're going to motion over our wide receiver and put him on a comeback route. And this is going to completely free up our B receiver, kind of again like we saw before. The tight end, not the tight end, the safety on the left side who's in a deep half is supposed to be man matching with our inside receiver, but because he's being deep halved, it's wide open. And so again, the question remains, what if your opponent goes and uses it? So who would be the user in this case? It would probably be maybe this guy right here. So what if the user goes and runs with it? Well, then we could have hit the in route on the break. So this guy would just, instead of being right here, he'd be running with him this way. So we'd have a window to hit the in route before this guy can maybe make a play on it. Could we hit the comeback route? The comeback route might be a little bit tight. So I would say your best bet, especially if this in route is going to typically stop in the middle of the field. If the user goes and covers that, then you're going to want maybe you could playmaker the in route back to the left and have a ton of space. Or again, if there's no QB spy or anything, maybe just run with the quarterback. But I definitely think that you're going to have options every single time, especially, again, if the user is down here guarding this in route at this moment, he's not catching back up to this. This guy is gone. And so the user has to choose. Do they want to guard the one play touchdown, which maybe they will. And if they do, that's fine. You take your 10-yard gain. I'll even show you guys. I want to make sure you guys are well equipped to go against if they use the money play, the money route. So again, we're going to man him up, but put the exact same setup on the field. Streak the tight end, smart route the X receiver, put the running back on the swing route to the left, motion over Y, and put him on the comeback. And so in this case, because that linebacker is going to go and run with that route, we got to be ready to hit this in route right here. And we'll happily take a 12-yard gain, right? We'll happily take a 12-yard gain. And maybe if it's a speed mismatch, maybe your receiver on the money route, maybe he gets over it anyway. And we'll see right here. Like, look at that cut right there. Oh, then he got caught up in traffic. But you could still look at the money route. I'm not saying it's going to be completely taken out of the play, but just have other options as well, you know? But I'd say that's about it for bombing cover 4 quarters and cover 4 palms. I'm sure there are other ways as well, but this is how I like to do it. My favorite will always be streak the tight end, smart route X, and then just take Y over, and, you know, he gets so stupidly open. It's ridiculous. But again, this is against stock cover 4 palms or cover 4 quarters. And look at Madden. Look at Madden today, guys. Like, what is going on? I don't know. This game is something, man. This game is something. But that's okay. That's okay. We hate it, but we still play it anyway. We still play it anyway. We got that one that time. But yeah, guys, I hope that those are useful for you. People are going to be running a lot more match coverage now. And so I just want you guys to be equipped so that you don't run into situations like me where I was trying to run X under almost completely stock. I like running this play stock. And completely stock, things get kind of bagged. I mean, I could have maybe tried to throw it to B, but it was going to be a tight window, especially as cover 4 quarters, guys. Match coverage against this play and a lot of route combos out of trips tight end and trips tight end offset, the match coverage can really bag it. And that's why you got to have those routes crossing back and forth. You got to have the motions. You got to confuse the man matching principles. Otherwise, it can completely bag you. It can be a really frustrating experience. So hopefully some of these plays are useful for you guys. Hopefully, if you go against match coverage, you don't struggle too much. And if you're not running trips, you can still just put some drags and slants and crossers on the field. And more often than not, those will do a good job of getting things open anyway. That is the single biggest counter I can think of to match coverage is slants and drags and crossers, just because the AI kind of struggles switching off those assignments. And so when in doubt, cross a bunch of stuff against match coverage, and you should be good to go. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for you in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below if these plays work for you, or if you've got your own ways of beating cover 4 quarters and cover 4 palms out of trips tight end and trips tight end offset. There's plenty of ways out of bunch. Again, that play flood and bunch is literally a cover 4 quarters beater, completely stock. But trips and trips tight end, you gotta be a little bit more creative. And so if you guys got any ways of beating cover 4 quarters and cover 4 palms out of any of those formations, I would love to hear about it in the comments below. But once again, guys, I hope you have a great one. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.